Hi guys, this is Taylor, and first of all I just want to say thank you to all of my new subscribers who came over from Victoria's channel, and of course a massive thank you to Victoria. Just to reintroduce myself real quick, my name is Taylor, I'm 21, I'm a library page, I love bread and Haruki Murakami, but I'm here today to talk about some of my favorite winter reads. Again, my apologies to the Southern Hemisphere. I decided to make this video now because as of right now, the forecast for Christmas Eve in Connecticut is almost 70 degrees and rainy, which is just depressing. Basically, I need a little bit more winter in my winter right now. So the first thing I want to talk about is actually a poetry collection, specifically my favorite poetry collection. This is Atlas by Karenina Vandenberg, and what this collection does really well is it highlights patterns in events in history and in the universe. It tells the story of several events in history, including the Dutch famine or hunger winter that occurred in 1944. She writes about this particular horrible winter in the Netherlands in a way that is enlightening and desolate and ultimately beautiful all at the same time. I really like revisiting these poems during the winter. Changing gears, I also want to talk about a book that I feel like a lot of people in my generation have read and enjoyed, and that is Things Not Seen by Andrew Clements. This is actually my favorite book of all time up until maybe late middle school. Things Not Seen is YA that centers around 15-year-old Bobby Phillips, who one morning just wakes up invisible. He then has to figure out what to do, who he can tell, who can be trusted, and it's just so fantastic. The thing that makes this very much a winter read to me is that it's set in Chicago in either January or February, and that setting actually plays into the story in a number of ways. To this day, it's still a favorite and I really recommend it. And something that a lot of folks don't know is that this actually has a companion novel, and this is Things Hoped For. This doesn't follow the same main character as Things Not Seen, but it is almost as good, and it has an added layer of creepiness in my opinion. So this might be cool if you read Things Not Seen in middle school like me. Next, I want to talk about Anna Karenina by Tolstoy. This is the beautiful Barnes & Noble leather-bound edition, which I'm sure is making my white balance look like complete crap. You know, this is considered to be one of the great love stories, and I don't really consider it to be a love story at all. I think of it as a sprawling Russian epic with themes of mental illness, especially where Anna is concerned. But of course, this is largely set in Russia, and it is not without its ice skating scenes and its winter weddings and balls. Next up, I have a memoir. This is You Are Here, a Memoir of Arrival by Wesley Gibson. This, I kind of disagree with what's on the back, which says that it's a mostly humorous memoir. This is Gibson's account of moving to New York City to be a writer and living with a roommate who is effectively dying of AIDS and just pursuing odd jobs around the city. I tend to feel that this has just enough humor to kind of counter some of the darker subjects addressed here, but the tone or the feeling that I get from most of this is just bleak. And that's why I think it would be great to read in winter. That's not to condemn it, by the way. I think that this does a great job of capturing the messier side of what it's like to be a human and struggles that we all have to go through. And finally, I'm going to end on a lighter note. This is a book that I personally have never seen talked about on BookTube. I'm kind of wondering if it's a very American thing. This is My Side of the Mountain by Jean Craighead George. It's a classic children's book about a boy named Sam who has like 10 siblings or something, and they're all living in this tiny apartment in New York City, and he's basically like, I'm out of here, and he goes to live on a mountain by himself. It is aggressively charming, and it has a rotating cast of animal friends, and he like trains a peregrine falcon to hunt for him, and the winter chapters are the best because he ends up living in a hollowed out oak tree and making a little fireplace out of like riverbed clay. So in the winter he's just like making acorn pancakes in his little tree fireplace. It's so magical. This is one of those books that I just really have an agenda with. I really want as many people to read it as possible. And according to Goodreads, none of my friends have yet, so you should do it. So that's all for now. Again, thank you to all of my subscribers, old and new. I'll probably see you next with a year-end video. But until then, I hope you have a great day. Bye!